This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Adriel Hepburn. Coming up in this week's broadcast, convention goes to the Family Islands, district pastor installed, member recognized for long service, and Adventists run a race for the cure. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. Thanks for joining us for this week's Adventist News. After an energized weekend of convention here in the capital of Nassau during the second weekend of January, last weekend the administration, along with several department directors, took this spirit to our family of islands. During January 17th through 18th, the meetings commenced on the islands of San Salvador, Exuma, Cat Island, and Long Island under this year's theme, Christ our Soon Coming King. On Long Island, Pastor Kenny DeVoe, president of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, led a delegation of persons to minister to the brethren on the island. Among the delegation was the new district pastor for Long Island, Pastor John Dorset, along with his wife Jessica, who were introduced to the congregation and installed for service to the membership there. The services were conducted at the Stevens Seventh-day Adventist Church. The convention to the island of San Salvador was a great experience for the residents and visiting persons at the Coburn Town Seventh-day Adventist Church. Kimberly Bryant, Chief Financial Officer, led this delegation. One of the highlights was the health focus for the climax of the services, which was led by Nurse Alice Sherafont of the Centerville Seventh-day Adventist Church in Nassau. Nurse Sherafont enlightened the members and community friends on diabetes, which is said by the Bahamas Diabetic Association to be one of the most prevalent non-communicable diseases in our nation, with studies stating that there were over 37,000 cases of diabetes in the Bahamas in 2017. The number is said to have steadily increased since then. The lecture to the congregation covered how to prevent, monitor, and live with diabetes. The Exuma Seventh-day Adventist District of Churches enjoyed a weekend of praise. District Pastor T. Basil Stirrup, along with Pastor Michael Smith, Ministerial Secretary and Stewardship Director for the Atlantic Caribbean Union of Seventh-day Adventists, presented messages of hope to the brethren. Music for the meetings were provided by local groups chosen, the Curtis Brothers, the Dean Trio, and visiting soloist Lynn Smith. The members were further enlightened through a workshop on stewardship conducted by Pastor Smith. Laverne Stirrup, Children and Adolescent Ministries Director of the South Bahamas Conference, provided information on effective ministry to our children. A special award was presented to Julianne Roll for over 50 years of dedicated service on the island of Exuma. Sister Roll, a member of the Rollville Seventh-day Adventist Church, had served at least two of the congregations on the island as treasurer. In response, she encouraged the members to stay faithful to God and thanked the church leadership for the honor. The award was presented by Pastor Smith, and standing in support was her pastor, family members, along with the church elders in the district. The Family Island conventions will continue this weekend, and we look forward to the stories of how God will refresh His people once again as they await His soon coming. Also over the weekend, the Seventh-day Adventist Health Ministries Department was represented at the annual Coleman Bahamas Race for the Cure. The marathon started at Ararat Key, where 8 Adventists entered the team's relays. At the end of the race, it is said that everyone wins because it's an opportunity for people of all ages to celebrate survivorship, remember those we have lost to the disease, and make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Our health department encourages everyone to live healthy lives.
Did your New Year's resolution take a flop? Well, we have something to get you back on track. The Health Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists presents the annual 8 Weeks to Wellness program. Come and hear from qualified health professionals on a variety of topics such as diabetes, hypertension, and other non-communicable diseases. Get solutions to treat and avoid these diseases. Learn about backyard farming, cancer prevention, creative exercise routines, and more. For a small registration fee of $50, you can be on your way. This exciting program will be held each Monday from February 3rd to March 30th, 2020, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the New Providence Seventh-day Adventist Church on Soldier Road, opposite Super Wash. Get healthy. Join us at 8 Weeks to Wellness. Pre-screening dates are January 23rd and January 30th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. and January 26th and February 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. For more information, please contact us at 826-8486.
Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, you are encouraged to live healthy lives by joining the Health Ministries Department in its annual 8 Weeks to Wellness program, which will start February 3rd and will run until March 20th, 2020 at the New Providence Seventh-day Adventist Church on Soldier Road. The sessions will be held on Mondays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You would first need to attend the pre-screening sessions on January 23rd and 30th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. and also on January 26th and February 2nd from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. There is a small registration fee. Please call 242-826-8486 or our South Bahamas headquarters for more information. A joint Adventist youth service will be held at the Good News Church this Sabbath, January 25th at 4 p.m. A special consecration for AY leaders, sponsors, youth elders, and Pathfinder directors will take place. Youth are asked to wear their church t-shirts and leaders their appropriate uniforms. This weekend, January 24th to 26th, the Sabbath School Teachers Training will be held at the Grandstown Church. Topics to be covered include keys to mission success and how to take your class on a journey. The guest presenter will be Elder Curtis Hall. Bible classes conducted by the South Bahamas Conference are scheduled for February 9th at 6:30 p.m. at the New Anglican Church on East Street. Initial topics will include the Sabbath, State of the Dead, Seal of God, and Salvation, amongst many others. The lesson will be interactive, and attendees will be given links for free online information for further reading. Please note that a very important meeting for all of our children and adolescent ministries leaders from our churches will be held on Tuesday, January 28th at 6 p.m. at our conference headquarters. Plans for this year, among other essential information, will be discussed. For information on these events and more, visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org, where you can view the news, as well as various programming, read the weekly logos, or please feel free to call our headquarters at 242-341-4021.
Diabetes is a metabolic disease that causes blood sugar to be high. If blood sugar is too high for too long, it can cause several health issues, such as damage to vessels that supply blood to a vital organ, heart disease, stroke, or vision problems. Therefore, the body creates a hormone called insulin, which is produced by the pancreas. It helps to move sugar from the blood into cells to be stored or used for energy. When the body doesn't produce any or enough insulin, there is excess sugar in the blood, which can be life-threatening. There are two kinds of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 involves the pancreas being able to produce little or no insulin. And type 2 involves the blood not being able to respond to insulin as well as it should. Symptoms of diabetes include weight loss, increased thirst, frequent urination, extreme fatigue, blurry vision, slow healing wounds. A person with diabetes should eat food like leafy greens, chia seeds, turmeric, nuts, and should avoid foods like sugar-sweetened beverages, white bread, pasta, and rice. Foot issues are common in people with diabetes. Even a small cut can produce serious consequences. Diabetes may cause nerve damage that takes away the feeling in your feet. It may also reduce blood flow, making it hard to heal an injury or resist infection. Make sure to inspect your feet daily. Moisturize feet daily, but never between the toes. Never walk barefoot. Wear clean, dry socks and shake out your shoes and feel inside before wearing. This has been Patrick Wilson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to our news feature from around the world with the Adventist News Network.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, after political protests forced schools to shut down and businesses to close in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Seventh-day Adventists had reason to celebrate God's goodness 10 years after the worst earthquake in the nation's history devastated thousands of lives.
The earthquake, which hit on January 12, 2010, claimed the lives of more than 200,000 people. More than 500 church members were among those who perished.
On January 11, 2020, hundreds gathered at the nearby completed Église Adventiste Galad in Daquini, Carrefour, to praise and worship as they welcome visitors during their second week in a 3-week evangelistic campaign.
To the more than 300 church members of the Église Adventiste Galad, remembering the tragic earthquake also means celebrating the birth of a church group of 50 Seventh-day Adventists and non-believers.
The group slept on the streets the night after the earthquake. Through their influence, new members began to join the church until they needed a new facility that, when completed, will seat more than 500.
President of the church in Haiti, Pierre Caporal, was among the group of 50 sleeping under the stars and worshiping every week with the new congregation. He congratulated the members for their resilience and dedication in spreading God's love in the community.
Since the earthquake, more than 91,000 new believers have joined the church and more than 110 new congregations have been birthed.
Caporal's spiritual message encouraged the more than 500 crowd in the church and reminded them of the importance of resisting sin today and clinging to Jesus, for nothing can separate him from his people from the love of God.
Many churches still have some additional repairs to be done after the earthquake, but every church is bursting with believers every Sabbath, said Pastor Caporal. During his spiritual message, he reminded members of the love, support that the church demonstrated right after and years later. You are not alone. God and our brothers and sisters still care and pray for us.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Haiti has more than 481,000 members worshiping in 1,126 churches and congregations. The church oversees a hospital, a university, a radio station, and dozens of primary and secondary schools.
Also in Haiti, Seventh-day Adventist leaders and members in Haiti met on the lawn of the hospital's Adventiste de Haiti to recognize the 10-year anniversary of the devastating earthquake that killed more than 200,000 people in Port-au-Prince. Officials from Loma Linda University Health, Adventist Health International surgeons, medical staff, and community members gather for the special ceremony to reminisce on the hospital's impact in treating the earthquake victims and share new expansion plans to continue providing top-notch health care services to the community and the nation. Representative of the mayor's office in Carrefour, Harry Jean, who along with several family members has benefited from several orthopedic surgeries at the hospital, praised the work of the Adventist institution, its clear-cut mission, and for how instrumental it was after the earthquake. Hospital Adventiste de Haiti stands as the best emergency hospital in the metropolitan area, according to Haiti's Ministry of Health. After a moment of silence was observed for all the victims of the earthquake, ADRA Haiti Director Fritz Bisserath recounted the more than 4,000 tons of food that were distributed in the months and years after the earthquake. In addition, more than 600 shelters were built for families in Carrefour, and numerous projects were executed that helped provide basic needs to dozens of communities while displaced persons tried to rebuild their lives. Hospital Adventiste de Haiti, in a 52-bed facility with 180 staff members, 3 operating rooms, and a laboratory, it offers orthopedic services, internal medicine services, physiotherapy, and urology, as well as pediatrics, obstetrics, and gynecological services, mass health education, medical and nursing students, internships, continuous medical training, and many more services. For more information about how the Adventist Church in Haiti recognized the 10-year anniversary of the earthquake, please visit interamerica.org.
That brings us to the end of our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please feel free to share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events. Feel free to email them to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com or call our media department at 242-341-4021. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news, along with other programming, or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, please visit and subscribe to the conference website, southbahamasconference.org, our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook and Instagram pages. On behalf of our production team of Adventist Television Channel 658, have a happy Sabbath and thank you for watching this week's broadcast. I'm Adriel Hepburn for the SBC Media Network.